Hey everybody, it's Paulie. It is the Latino Slant. Yes, we are live and we are going to have V Castro on the show coming up. She's in the green room. She's hanging out. We're going to talk Xenomorphs. We're going to talk Vasquez, the Vasquez family, La Familia. But right now, let's do our countdown. Okay, share the link. Let people know we're here.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Slant.
Yeah, but isn't this the unplugged version? I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version.
All right, Paulie, let's go.
All right, listen, y'all. Just go ahead and let the guest play. Come on, jeez. That's better. Where'd I go?
Talking about the breeze and nothing. All right, first assembly's at 15 people. Shag it.
Hey, mira. Who's Snow White?
She's supposed to be some kind of consultant. Apparently, she saw an alien once.
Whoopie fucking do. Hey, I'm impressed. Hey, Vasquez. Have you ever been mistaken for a man?
No. Have you?
Too badass.
He just too bad.
You just too badass. Ow! Oh man, how can you not love that scene? How can you not love Vasquez? Um, this is Polly. This is the Latino Slant. I hope everyone is doing well and are coming in and saying hello, sharing the link, which is great. Um, right now, let's do a couple things. Okay, if you are a member of the channel and will have a question for V, get them in now. If you want to do a super chat with a question, get it in now. I really would appreciate this. Let's say hello to the early comers that are here. Okay, who's first? Clobbering times. What's happening, Clobby? Sanders is in Europe. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, hola, Darth Plato, Miguel Gonzalez, and Kinky. I'm not going to say the last word. Cochino. Vasquez always had a special place in my heart. Never knew she was the mom from T2. Oh yeah, very very versatile actress. Jeanette Goldstein, I believe. B4. Hey, what's up? What's up? Okay, Dad. What does that mean? Because of my bigote? Don't be jealous, man. This thing is a work of beauty. All right, it's been like 2 months. um. So yeah, good to see everyone and great to see. We have a new member. Did they disappear? Yeah, it disappeared once it started. Sean Etep, I believe. And let's play a little video for our new member of the channel. This is everyone's favorite perro. Here we go. All right. Thank you so much, Sean. And thank you so much to all the members of the channel. Speaking of, we're going to do one announcement before we get to our special guest. And this is for members and friends. It is a watch party. Tomorrow night, we're watching the horror flick Bingo Hell. Yes, Bingo Hell. And I think I know ¿cómo se llama? I know V will appreciate this. Bingo Hell is a horror film uh, directed by Mexicana Gigi Guerrero. And I think we're going to have Gigi on very soon. Bingo Hell. In the barrio of Oak Springs lives a strong and stubborn group of elderly friends who refuse to be gentrified. Their leader, Lupita, keeps them together as a community and family. However, the beloved bingo hall is about to be sold to a much more powerful force than money itself. It's- That's awesome. It's directed by Gigi Saul Guerrero, and we got to see her latest film, Satanic Hispanics. We saw that in a movie theater. Was that pretty scary, sweetie?
Oh, I loved it.
She loved it. Romy loved it. Romy just walked into the house. You know, speaking of, which is kind of funny, um, really fast. You see this best Mimi ever cup? My very manly Dodgers coffee cup broke. I mean, it's here, but it's busted, and I can't. It's like chipped on the top. So I have this best Mimi ever. That's what Romy's and nieces and nephews call her, or Yes Queen coffee cup. Those are my choices. What do you want me to do? And you know what? I like the Yes Queen coffee cup. It's huge. It's pink. It's just dirty. Share the link, guys. Let people know we're here. What's this about bingo? It is called Bingo Hell. It is a film we're going to watch tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific, here on the channel. Movie night. Gigi Salguerero is the director of the film. We will have her on next week. I'm working on it, working hard. This is a great cast, too. Adriana Barraza. You had a great character actor, Richard, what's his name? Richard Brake. I mean, Richard Brake. Yes. Look at him. He's in this film. He's in this film. So that is called Bingo Hell. And we're doing not one, but two movie nights. Tomorrow night's gonna be Bingo Hell, and then in the next couple days we're gonna play the Dracula, the Spanish version, the superior version. Yeah. Hey, a lot of people say it is. Night King is sweet. Yep. Yep. Best meme cup ever. Hey, you know, Slay Queen. Okay. So now let's talk about Aliens Vasquez. It's a new novel. It is out now. You can pre-order it if you're still in the States. I believe it's out in the UK. Nod your head yes or no, V. It's in the UK. You can get it now. I not only did I pre-order mine months ago when we had V on, but I had gotten an advanced copy and was able to finish the book as of this morning. Shh, shh, shh. Hey man, I finished it. I finished it. And so we can have a good discussion with V. So, but let's bring up a little information before we bring her in. And I know she's patiently waiting, but we're going to talk about you. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Promise. She is a horror writer. Yes. Aliens. Vasquez by V. Castro. A groundbreaking Latinx aliens novel by rising star Latina author featuring the fan favorite character PFC Jeanette Vasquez from the hit movie Aliens and the family she is forced to leave behind. For the very first time, the canonical background of the breakout aliens hero Vasquez, as well as the story of the children she was forced to leave behind, as written by the rising Latina horror star V. Castro. Ooh, Latina horror star. V. Castro, you a star, girl. You a shoot. You a star. Queen of the Cicadas, which I read and I highly recommend as well. Now, here is a description for the book. Okay, and I'm listen. The link to the book. Okay. And links to her Twitter and to her official pages are all in the video box description. So if the mods can share, that would be wonderful. But I really don't, I don't want to just read the bio, as far as the description of the book. We have the author here, and I have questions, and then you guys have questions. So let's start from there. And we've had her on before, and it was just she was just talking about it. But now that the book is out, she's been so kind to return, and she's been doing a lot of engagements. Yeah. So okay, I think that's it. V Castro was born in San Antonio, Texas. She's a Mexican American parent. She's been writing horror stories since she was a child. She's fascinated by Mexican folklore and the urban legends of Texas. She now lives in the United Kingdom with her family while writing and traveling with her children. Everybody, please welcome, like, in the chat, big round of applause in the chat. V Castro is here.
Hi.
Let me
Hi,
let,
everyone.
let me switch you out because you're kind of right here in the. Let me see. Yeah, that's fine. What's happening?
Nothing. I'm just chilling. It's good to be on again and talking books and stories and you know, talking Latinas. Gigi Guerrero. I'm like, I would love for her to get involved in one of my books, like Goddess of Filth, Mestiza Blood,
I mean,
anything. She's amazing.
have you met her? Have you
This
seen any of her stuff?
I need to see his well, I'm gonna watch this bingo one now. The problem
Yeah.
is getting in the UK, I can't always get everything here.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, it depends if it's streaming or not. Like, for example, I don't have Hulu, unfortunately. Peacock, and so it really depends. Both Amazon and Netflix are different here, so yeah, I need to. But I'm a fan of her. I follow her.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, we got to see her. We got to see her film, and it was one of 5 shorts, horror shorts, and her thing was just so violent, so bloody, so nuts that it was very it was called Nahuales, and it was like this Nahuatl cult.
Ooh,
Yeah, man. I called it unapologetic, and she actually loved that my little my
nice.
little critique. But yeah, we need to connect you guys. So you're getting some love in the chat there. Very nice, guys. Very nice. Very nice. What's happening, Lord Thoth? Good to see you. So we got people in Europe, we got people in Canada, we got people in the UK. It's out.
Yeah,
Congratulations. The
it
book is
is.
out. What has been the reception? And what are you in the midst of right now with the book coming out? Like what is your schedule?
Well, I was just in the US for Merrimack Halloween Festival, and the book came out in the US early. The bookstore had copies. The reason why it's out on November 8th in the US is distribution, but because we ordered so early, and it was a small amount for a book festival, those books were I was able to sell and sign. So that was super fun. Next week, if you are in the UK or London, on November 3rd, 5:30 p.m. to 7, I am having the Aliens Vasquez book launch at the Forbidden Planet Megastore in Soho in London. So getting ready for that.
Yeah,
This,
would be great is if you can get us a link to that. Is it on
oh
your
yeah,
Twitter?
it's somewhere on Twitter. I'll do it again. And then this weekend I'm at Comic
Yeah.
Con. So if you're going to Comic Con London on Sunday, I'm there. And
Okay,
there'll be
let's just
some,
yeah,
yeah.
let's just do this. Mods in the chat, grab V Castro's Twitter, follow her there. She's always updating like every day, every day.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, at V Latina London on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
TikTok, I'm like V Castro Stories or something. I can't remember. I do TikTok less, but yeah, I'm constantly updating. And then, Forbidden Planet, it's on the events page. The London Comic Con,
So I
Yeah,
gotta ask,
yeah.
are you gonna wear your hoops or are you gonna wear your like indigenous earrings that you have?
I will probably be wearing, I don't know yet.
Hey,
I go with what I feel. Honestly, I go on the day. Like I'm just wearing like, my hoodie tonight. It's,
I know, man.
evening
Why y'all shy?
because it's cold and it's like 7:30, but I get all dressed up
Yeah, I
when
do
I'm
know.
out.
And that's another added perk by following her. You you follow her adventures. She,
Yeah, there's some adventures. So you'll see them all on Instagram, see them all on
yeah.
Twitter.
Oh yeah, I'm a big. I'll respect. I'm a big fan of your adventures. But um, okay. So I got questions about the book, but
Yeah.
let's say hello to people in the chat. We got a bunch of new people that just showed up.
Hi.
Um, Zach's from Canada. He's a member of the channel. What's up, man? Canada's representing today.
Nice. Hey, Canada.
Read by Nature is a member of the channel. Hulu stuff is generally on Disney Plus in the UK, um, but not always. As I noticed, the new Hellraiser is still not out there. There are VPNs though. Ooh. Have you seen the latest Hellraiser?
No, not yet. I really want to see it. Oh my God. It's like
Yeah.
I love Hellraiser, and I love the book, The Hellbound Heart, the little tiny novella
Ooh, is
that
that
it's
what it
based
is?
on. And
Mhm.
yeah, and I'm a Clive Barker fan, so
Nice,
definitely Hellraiser. I've watched. Big fan.
nice. Deleted scenes. Hello to all. Still working until this evening. Can't stay in the chat. Enjoy the show. Oh man, what's up, Steven? Thanks a lot, bro.
Hey.
Hi, deleted. And we have our first super chat of the show. Thank you so much. Regarding licensing, were you operating under any constraints on what you can and cannot do under the IP holder that has for the computer and tabletop RPG games? Question mark. Ooh, that's a great
Yeah,
question.
yeah, actually. So it is a license, it is IP, licensed IP. So I
Hmm.
had to go with the existing canon, and I had to go with interviews that were given before the movie came out and during, and
Mm,
also a comic was released that mentioned a character named Cutter,
mhm,
and apparently Jeanette's sister Carmen, but very peripheral, like
mhm.
not a lot. Um, but I had to, keep a certain. I had to keep what James Cameron had written and
Sure.
also what Jeanette Goldstein had said in interviews about her backstory.
Hmm.
Um, that's canon. And
Yeah, and that,
also
yeah.
with the xenomorphs, I couldn't go crazy and all of a sudden say the xenomorphs became like kittens or something, you
Xeno
have
kittens.
to, yeah, exactly. So I had to, and when I first wrote it, I wanted to um, also incorporate the engineers because I think the engineers are pretty cool, but they were like, no, you can't do that. So yeah, absolutely. There are constraints on what you can and can't do.
No, that's a great question. And then it kind of goes into, let's go into my first question of the book.
Yeah.
Taking on the aliens universe, to
Hmm.
what extent were you a fan before the book? And what were you surprised and not surprised in getting caught up with the lore?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan. It came out in the 80s. I'm 79. I was born in 79. So I watched a little bit later, and
You threw me off.
like a lot of, us of a certain age, we
Mm,
watched stuff like we were hella young. I mean, I've watched all the horror, like Freddy Krueger, who was like essentially a pedophile child killer. I was watching that at a really young age. I'm like, oh my
yeah,
God, I love this. This is so
we.
scary. and and like,
Yeah,
so I
that's
watched
awesome.
Aliens, yeah, and I loved Ripley. And then in Aliens, there's Newt. I was like, oh my God, a kid in this super adult film, scary film. Um, but my mom was cool with it and let me watch all those shows and but she's just stuck with me, this character Vasquez, all my life. And with a lot of people, they love her. They're drawn to her charisma, her confidence. She stands out. She's gorgeous. She's got the attitude. And then, as I started writing and I kind of got a little known in the writing world, things just kind of fell into place where I was able to pitch the book. And yeah,
Wow,
it got
that's
this. Yeah,
cool.
it got the green light.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, what were some of the themes in the Alien franchises as a whole did you touch upon and continued in your own book in this new book?
The thing with this book is I wanted to stick with Vasquez, her legacy, her family. And, we were chatting before. I wanted this to be a Vasquez book. I wanted there to be a lot of character in there and not just all Xeno and all aliens. I mean, it is that. You do get the action, you do get some like crazy DNA spliced creatures that I, made up. Yeah, the parasites. But I wanted her to be the star, and I wanted the Vasquez name to be the star because there are not a lot of Latinx, like true soul Latinx books out there. And that's what I really wanted to accomplish with this and really give our community something special. We're often overlooked, we're side characters, or we're not characters at all, or we're misrepresented. And
Well,
so,
Vasquez was a side character,
yeah,
right?
and now she's front and center, and her children
Ab-
are front and center, and it is,
Absolutely.
you get a generation of them.
Yeah, you do, and then some. Why do you think Vasquez has grown in popularity over the decades?
Um, I think again, certain people have just a magnetism, and she's different. She's different to a lot of the other women that are portrayed in these films. She's not like blonde, blue-eyed. She's not like Ripley. She's completely different, and she's like one of the homies. But she's also Latina. How many Latinas are there, really, in film? Up to that point in
Sure.
'86. Now we're getting better, but still not a lot. We see a lot of sci-fi
Yeah.
Latina leads. We still don't have. I mean, go on any streaming service. How many real Latinx horror films are there? Really, written, directed, produced, or about our community? So yeah, I mean, I think it's just, again, our community has always been into horror. We've always been into sci-fi and the macabre. But now we have, we're making changes. We're saying no. We want to be seen. We want those opportunities, and also we have money to spend. So I think, again, I think she's just an amazing character, and people respond to her. She's unique.
On the channel, I talk so much about once you get represented, that I I really want a story that's just not about, hey, we got our Latin, and
Yeah.
we have the brown shield as far as like if it's a non-Latino directing or writing, which I'm not against, but when there's scrutiny, it's like, well, this brown person approved it. It's pretty frustrating, especially when it comes to Hollywood. And someone asked, has Hollywood come knocking already because of your book? And yeah.
So for this particular one,
Mm-hmm.
it's tricky because, again, I don't hold the license, so it has to
Mm-hmm.
come from them. But with other stuff,
Ooh.
definitely Hollywood is. I have an entertainment manager in LA, and I also
Ooh.
have a film manager, a
Ooh.
film agent, as well as a book agent. And yeah, I wrote the screenplay for Goddess of Filth, which is now
Ooh,
circulating. Yeah, yeah. So honestly, it's just the next step.
that's
It
great.
is the next step, and I'm not stopping until I get there. I think it's important, not for me and my ego, but
Hmm.
for the community, for setting precedents, um, and saying, yes, it can be done. Yes, it should be done. Now is the time. And we have amazing stories to tell. But yeah, Hollywood's there. Don't you worry.
So speaking of that, you connect in the book the Vasquez family, being Mexican Americans in Los Angeles, their legacy to the Zoot Suiters, to the Mexican Revolutionary War, to Las Adelitas, which you call soldaderas. Um, how difficult or easy was that to blend and talk about in a future that's what 200 years away? I thought that was kind of interesting. And then, but it works because even in that clip that I play, the first thing that Vasquez says, "Hey, mira, Snow White." That's that's what do you call it? A 20th century reference.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, you go, V. You add those Zoot Suiters. How was that putting that into this book?
Well, I think, for me, and I'm not going to speak for all Latinos, but for me,
Hmm.
ancestry, the ancestors, and my spiritual beliefs are very important. And I do feel influenced by my ancestors. I feel them in everything I do because of our history. I'm doing what they were not allowed to do, what they could not do. I'm going places and doing things where they've been historically excluded. And I know my
Hmm.
ancestors are there supporting me, but I'm a product of them. I'm Mexican American.
Hmm.
My great grandparents were farm workers, they were migrant workers. And I've always been drawn to that. And that's why one reason I wrote The Queen of Cicadas. I think we're all products of our ancestry and that blood, and that there's this magic, there's this something, that this thread that runs through us until things that need to be done are done. And I wanted to do that with Aliens, where she's a soldier, and it just didn't come out of thin air. I
Yeah.
wanted there to be kind of this tie to the Santa Muerte's in there. They have an altar, so Jeanette is still honored. But all of that are my personal spiritual beliefs and practices because I do feel
Yeah.
so strongly to my roots. And because I grew up with my aunts, my uncles, I lived with my grandfather, my uncle, my auntie in the same house.
Mm.
I spent a lot of time with my great grandmother, and have all the photos of her life on the road. Um, so for me, that generational um, influence is really strong. And I know it's not just me. I know there's a lot of Latinos that experience that. And like I said when we were chatting, I wanted this to be real, authentic. I wanted this to be real. I wanted people to feel it in their bones, just like
Hmm.
everything I write. Because again, this is we belong. Our stories have been ignored too long.
So you connected. My next question is that pre-Columbian spirituality
Hmm.
in the Vasquez family, even Santa
Hmm.
Muerte. Again, how you're telling me that's kind of like what you personally practice. Um, but was there any research even with the
So
soldaderas
so
or
there's one of
andale?
my
I'm reading my sentence. Come on, I'm trying to be professional. Let me see it now.
Okay, so I got Santa Muerta Roja,
Oh,
and then
hold
I
on, hold on,
have
hold on, hold on. We're gonna make you big,
Santa Muerte
Chiquita.
Blanca,
Wow.
and then I've got my gold with my feather and roses. This is for my altar.
Oh, I did a video last year on Santa Muerte, and people want to check it out. They can. Santa Muerte has been making a real big splash the last couple of decades.
Yeah, so
I
that's
mean,
my
I
altar
have.
there.
Let me just switch. I mean,
Oh,
my set is always a living altar, right? I have my
yeah.
Simpasuchil and Calavera, and then I have La Dama. She's heavy. She's like ceramic from Mexico.
Nice.
Yeah, and then of
Here's
course, I have my. Let
here's
me see.
my
A ver.
Santa Muerte candle that I write with. I write with this on.
Órale. You got those in the UK?
No, when I go to the botanicas, whenever I go back to the US, I
Right.
go to so in New York, or I
Mhm.
go in San Antonio, and then I always get stopped at security because they're like, "You got candles?" I'm like, "Yes."
But you got them foreign candles. Speaking of, the cover Vasquez, which is our background, she has
Yeah,
candles on the floor.
yeah.
And the aliens there, which we were trying to dissect, and then upon reading the book, this is Leticia, not Jeanette.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great. You know what, Michael, you gave us a super chat, and I really appreciate you. And we want to play this video of thanks. Let's wake everyone up with everyone's favorite Theo.
The gritos.
Man, no teeth. No, hombre, man. Because I've been sober now for like over 7 years, and so I'm like I think I'm a little too straight edge on that. I cut off the video where because right after he screams, he chugs a beer. I'm like, I don't want to promote drinking, but I thought that was
Yeah,
pretty funny. I thought that was pretty funny.
I
Thank
love
you,
that.
Miguel. And if anyone wants to super chat, that would be wonderful. Every penny, every dollar really helps this channel chug along, and we have always so many great members in the channel, including up and coming filmmakers like Shanatsky, who's going to be filming his short here in Los Angeles. He says the concept for the Vasquez family was also done in the Dark Horse comics, so they own that as well.
Yes, and that's what I was referring to Cutter
Mhm.
and Carmen.
Yeah, no, Cutter and Carmen are not in this book, though, or are they?
They're mentioned just in like a sentence.
Right. Okay, because I really, connected with, of course, Rosana, the sister, and then of course the kids. And we gotta get to the kids. Read by nature. Is a film agent needed for a modern writer, or do you have one because you work in that field also?
It was just my book agent works with the film agent, so it kind of goes hand in hand. And then I got my entertainment manager just through different channels.
There you go. Read by nature. Getting some Hollywood insight from V. Okay, let's get back to my muy importante questions. This is really about Jeanette's two kids, and there's very little. It's in the beginning of Vasquez and Drake. If this world continues, would you bring them back for a possible flashback adventure?
Drake and Vasquez.
Yeah.
I don't know how I could do that. Unless they wanted like Jeanette Vasquez, the Marine Diaries or the Marine Chronicles.
Ooh, Marine Diaries.
Something like that I could do. But I think what would end up happening is you would just follow Leticia a bit more. But also, I don't know if you caught it in the book. They do take part of Jeanette when after she gives birth to the babies. So her DNA technically, her DNA from her body is still stored and owned by Wayland Yutani.
Oh, that's weird. You're right. Yeah, and that kind of goes to this next question, because you intertwine some modern themes and issues that we're going through now in this futuristic world. But do you think that some of the problems that we're facing today would still be a problem at that point? Obviously, you mentioned how she's basically, kind of signed the contract to her body away, because she was an ex-con, and she had to, Vasquez we're talking about, and she had to, you know, she wasn't supposed to get pregnant. She gets pregnant, and they take her kids away. You know, but go ahead, please. Why don't you explain, or you know,
Well,
what is your answer to that?
again, you know, I'm a woman of color, and I grew up with many women of color, and seeing kind of the things that they've experienced, um, yeah, there is trauma there. There's
Hmm.
trauma that is ignored. There's trauma that we ignore ourselves because we're meant to be strong and we have to keep going. And there's all these expectations of
Hmm.
of who we are within the family. And I also there's a lot of violence against women of color that goes unreported, that is ignored. And I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk to also the assault on our bodies. Um, and assault on female bodies now,
Hmm. Hmm.
but also, you know, in a context of entertainment. You know, you want to, that's what I love about horror and sci-fi is you can talk about these big real world concepts, these dark concepts,
Hmm.
the ones that people don't want to always look at, and you can put them front and center, but in a way that people will digest and think about and subconsciously absorb. Um, and for me, representation is more than just, I'm a brown face. You know, representation for me is really telling you, you know, who I am beyond the brown face and what does this skin, what is it meant to me in my experience? What is it meant with my great grandmother, my mother, my father, his father, who went to Texas and there were signs, you know, no dogs, no Negroes, no Mexicans. What did that do to him? So for me, representation means talking about that, putting it out there. Because those stories haven't been told really. And so aliens,
Hmm.
you know, that when I first got it, they're like, okay, Jeanette, the canon was Jeanette um, has a tattoo on her cheek because
Hmm.
she was put it locked away for murder. She was a juvenile delinquent in East LA in a gang. And I'm like,
Is
a
it
little.
Calaveras? Is that what you
I
called them?
yeah. Oh, the gang. Yeah, I had to change it because at first it was going to be the Latin Kings, but they said no, you can't use real stuff. Like why?
I'm kind of
Because
glad you did. I, I have to say that's a good, that is a good note because I like Las Calaveras.
okay, cool. Because well, so they're like, and I was like, that's a bit stereotypical. They're like, yeah, but that was written in the original thing. You can't change it. I was like, okay, if we're going to be working with stereotypes, then I'm going to work with what really does happen. Talk about
Sure.
racial profiling. Talk about violence against women of color. Let's talk about sterilization. Let's talk about, you know, having to make those really tough choices as a woman.
Well,
Let's
and
talk
again,
about family.
right, because you asked me, did you enjoy it? Did you like it? I'm like, I did. I didn't expect it to
Yeah,
be, you know, what it was, and that and it's the book's entertaining, you know.
yeah.
But like I said, that second part of the book, or even like that last, really the last third, it becomes you get into an alien adventure, and it's
Oh
such a
yeah,
setup. Yeah, it's such a
yeah,
setup, everyone, for the next
yeah.
adventure.
Well,
But
that's what I
you
wanted to
love,
do. I
yeah. Well,
wanted to give it to you, all of it.
no, no, no. What I was going to say, V, into the chat is you get so much background and wonderful texture to Leticia, to Ramon,
Yeah.
and to the family that you're actually, is that one of your hijos?
Yes, I
Oh,
tried.
it's all
Go
right.
ahead, I'm listening.
No, 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 no. If you want to say, they want to say hello, by all means,
No, it's okay.
familia. So yeah, so by the time that they kick into the alien adventure, we're so
Mhm.
invested in these characters that you almost feel bad. I actually felt bad and understood
Yeah,
Ramon
yeah.
in his journey. And I was so glad that you gave, if I can use the word, gave space to him because I was like, man, where's Ramon? And then you brought his story in. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
we all have those things of moving social upward mobility, and using your smarts, and being a hustler. It's just like, wow, what a great character.
That's what
Um,
I wanted to show. I wanted to
mhm,
show that character that you're like, he's unlikable, but he's also likable at the same time. He's playing
mhm,
the game that a lot of people have played. But I wanted to show that with a brown man,
mhm.
um, because, yeah, I think having those characters, again, we don't see them often. And it's important that we get to see that aspect of a man, a Latino man. So,
Yeah,
and I
uh,
had to shout out Isai Morales because I'm just like,
I I saw that. A lot of 20th century references. I like that. And
he's gorgeous. I had to. And
he's
he's like, an
he's
icon.
he's aging well. He's looking good.
I know. Come on. Our men
Yeah,
do.
he's a señorón. So okay, so the basic. We're gonna go spoilers here a little bit, guys. As far as
Yeah,
the book, it's Vasquez's kids. That's a majority of this. In
yeah.
particular, Leticia,
Hmm.
and her path and her dream of becoming a Marine, a Raider, and then the brother going the corporate route, and then they go like this. Their childhood, they come back together towards the end for the alien adventure. The alien thing, I don't want to spoil as far as what Wayland Yutani is doing, but they're up to their shenanigans.
Oh, they always are.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, it works on a lot of levels, as far as it being a good drama. Then slowly the science fiction, like the alien world, takes over as far as you know her yearning to be in space, her adventures, becoming who she is, and then at the
Yeah.
end, um, Miguel Gonzalez says Vasquez herself is dead, but you could write how Latino culture in general might adapt in the face of the aliens' corporate high-tech universe. Can Latino culture survive, thrive?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what I've shown is it is in the future. And Rosanna, she's she's in
Mm-hmm.
Texas wrangling children. No, she lives on a ranch,
Mm-hmm.
and she's with a rancher, a black rancher,
Mm-hmm.
and he's one of the wealthiest men down there in the future. So I'm showing that on Earth because again, you don't get a lot of in the aliens films uh, anything really what's happening on Earth. They're all in space and all on these other
Planets.
planets.
Mm-hmm.
But what is happening on Earth to make so many people go out to space and terraform and have these really um, I don't know, harsh conditions, live in really harsh conditions, um, and take their families. What's happening on Earth? So I also wanted to show that um, in the book. But
Yeah, it was
yeah, I
really cool
mean,
that you showed that Texas is still, Texas.
yeah. Well, there's so
And
much land.
there's
There's so much
yeah.
land, but also in the city, like LA, I wanted to show kind of the degradation of funds, of people just kind of not caring anymore uh, about social issues and what would why and there had to be something on or happening on Earth to propel people to space. Again, I show a little bit of that, and in book 2, maybe I would show more of that. Um,
Well, I
yeah,
mean, there's purpose at the end of book 1, right?
yeah,
Total purpose, like Vasquez and Jacob and Desiree, and maybe they'll
hmm,
round up some new folks.
yeah.
They're gonna go, basically clean up the universe. Um, which I was like, oh man, the book ended.
Yeah, so hopefully, guys, pre-order, share, so I can get a book too.
War Monkey Hail All. Vasquez was amazing. More story for him sounds
Yes,
awesome.
yes. And she was amazing to write. She was absolutely amazing to write. So,
I mean, this was such a different. Was it that much different than some of your other books? Was there more pressure? I mean, it's done, right? It's out.
yeah, I mean, the thing with this is I had to write a really, really in-depth outline before writing the book. So when I pitched, you pitch it, and then I had to submit a huge outline, like detailed, beginning, middle, end, no spoilers, nothing. It had to be really detailed. And so, I mean, I had this like, huge document, this huge outline that I worked from. And again, then you had the canon you had to incorporate. So it was different in the way that it wasn't as kind of free flowing in some respects, even though I knew exactly like the emotions I wanted to portray, the characters, their journeys, but it wasn't in the same process as my other books because you are writing for someone. And yeah, I had this massive outline that had to get approved before I could even write the book.
I mean, that's got to be a great challenge for you as a writer. You know,
Oh,
I would think.
100%.
Yeah,
And it made writing the book easier. Excuse me,
that's true.
because I basically cut and paste stuff that I had to put in the outline, and I put it in the actual book. So yeah, it was great.
Okay, so where can people grab this? Because let's wrap it up. I know you're really busy,
Oh,
and
that's okay.
you're
She's
gonna be
fine.
but where can people grab Aliens Vasquez?
Yeah, so you can, there's an audiobook that's out. You can
Wow.
get the ebook. Um, yeah, so it's out November 8th officially in the US. In the UK, it's out now. And I am doing the book launch in London at the Soho Forbidden Planet mega store. That's next Thursday. And this weekend, I'll be at London Comic Con. So if you're in London, you're doing Comic Con, I'll be there. So yeah, you can grab a copy there. But yeah, online, go for it. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I always update stuff. I have a small novelette collection of short stories called Out of Aztlan coming in December.
I saw that cover.
Isn't it cool?
Looks beautiful, man. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I
I mean, I'm
love
gonna get
it.
it.
So
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, that's out in December, so it's like perfect stocking stuffer. But this is a great gift too. So if you want to get your Christmas shopping done early, grab Vasquez.
Yeah, and let's to the members of the Latino Slant, I have an extra copy that I bought. So I want to give it to the first member that can in the chat. Let's come up with something good here. Let's come up with something good. Okay, in the chat, right? We're gonna get you a copy of Aliens Vasquez. Answer this. I'm like trying to come up with give me an alien, give me an aliens, trivia. Help me out here, B.
Okay.
Help me out here. I know. Maybe we should have prepared.
I know. You know what? Oh gosh, I am trying to think myself. Like, what is a good piece of
I mean, obviously
trivia?
it's her slogan, right? What's her slogan on her rifle?
I mean,
Right?
that's easy. You
That
can Google that quickly.
we could Google
But
that pretty
yeah, what
quick.
is it? Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Or the first person who can screenshot they have one of my other books.
Wow. Oh, who is that? Anyone in the chat? Now you put in the. I like that.
Oh gosh. Or just put it as a running thing. You can go back and look. I'm trying to think of a good one. I can't think of one.
What does Vasquez mean in English? Ah.
How about, let's see. I'm thinking back to the movie.
Right. That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, what does she say before she dies?
I was
What
just
does
gonna
she
say.
say
Okay.
before she dies?
Okay. Here we go.
What does she say before she dies?
Right. What does Vasquez say before she dies? Okay, there's a question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Hey, what's going on, Olaf? Good to see you. We're just about to wrap up with author V. Castro, the writer of Aliens Vasquez. The book is out now. We'll get links in the chat, but I have a copy come on my way because I got a couple. I want to give it to a member of the channel, and Lewis Christian Videos. Smell my butt, aliens. No, that's not it. That's not it.
Oh no, but that honestly, can I steal that for the next one?
Smell my butt.
That's like something that would be on. I don't know if you guys remember Spaceballs, where in the end of Spaceballs, the alien jumps out and is has a little. Smell my butt. Aliens would be great for a Spaceballs
version.
Yeah,
that's like a stuffed animal or a pillow. Smell my butt, aliens. So yeah, members of the channel get your first crack at it. What does Vasquez say before she dies? I never liked you, Gorman. Is it? It's close, Aiken.
Close.
It's close. You're in the
so
you're
close.
in the.
It's
you know what, Aiken?
You're getting there. You're getting there. The temperature's warm.
Yeah, that's such a great line.
I know.
No, it's not.
No, that is Terminator.
That's pretty funny though. You fools! You captured their stunt doubles. Okay, so far Aiken is in the running to get the book. Vasquez, Aliens Vasquez. Close. Very close. It's not. It's like halfway. You're halfway there.
You're halfway there.
You're halfway there, man. For the win. We're trying to give away this. I have an extra copy of Aliens Vasquez coming. I hate you, Gorman.
No.
Our Scottish friend is here. That 70s rock fan. Hola, what a great guest and a great stream, my friend. Say hello to the 70s rock fan. Hey.
Hi, fellow.
UK Islander. I never like to go. We're gonna give it to Aiken because I don't see anyone.
All right, yay, Aiken.
Aiken, make sure you email me, and we'll get it to you. But the line is, always wear an asshole, Gorman. Isn't that it?
Wasn't it you always an asshole, Gorman?
You're not. You always wear an asshole. Let's go. We don't even know the line.
It's like you always were an asshole, Gorman.
You always were.
Super close.
You always were an asshole, Gorman. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. Great death. One of the best deaths in
I know, and
sci-fi.
She was amazing.
You did say it. She went out like a champ. Yes, she did. Hey, you know what? Who are champions are her kids in this one. More. Even Ramon in his own way, he kind of redeems himself. But as
Yeah,
His
he
lip.
does. I mean, I
Yeah.
had to have Ramon redeem himself because I did like him, you know. I wanted him to just be, yeah, his own worst enemy, really. And
It's very human. That's very human.
yeah,
You know, you can't really fault him, and yet you can.
yeah.
Uh, but you know, it's no, it was complex. These characters are real. You did it, girl. And
Thank you.
they're not freaking there are stereotypes, if that makes sense. There are stereotypes in the sense that they're fully drawn out people, because there is a, there's a lot to, why is this person a gang member, why is this person an ex-con, or why is this person, come from a migrant farm worker background like I do, like a lot of our families do. It's deep shit, and I appreciate it. I, ju- I just remember her clutching a grenade.
Yeah, absolutely.
um
I mean, that is like the part that, at the end you're like, oh, why did she have to die? But,
and your Muslim uncle says, I can't believe I forgot that line. I've loved that movie since it came out. I'm dead.
well,
We
hopefully,
tried.
hopefully, you know what? This will be the film everybody's been waiting for, and it'll be awesome.
I mean, I think it would make you know what? Here's what I think. Obviously, I think it's very cinematic, but um, I think it would be movie one in several movies of Leticia and her friends,
Yeah.
and the ones that are that live.
That survive, that I don't kill off.
That you, oh man, I said something to you
The
in the
ones
in
I
the
don't
pre.
kill.
Here we are, all trying to be like,
I know.
it's pretty funny. I loved it. Hey, the Marines, man, or
I know.
Raiders.
That's what they, and you're going to these unknown worlds. So what do you expect? Really? I mean, yeah, I had to, oh, yeah, she is a proper female hero.
You know what? In I know my crowd, my audience, it's like she has a lot of she has a lot of faults and failures, guys. There's nothing perfect about Leticia, and yet, you just slowly just start falling in love with her. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, she gets, and she could be her own worst enemy, like Ramon
Hmm.
early on, as she kind of has a she lets the best of her, she acts on her emotions a little bit, and then she gets kind of like wronged by Haas. uh,
Hmm.
but there's some, yeah, I was in it, girl. I was in it, you know
I mean, because we've all had those things where people get under your skin, and you're just like, this is fucked up. And then we've all had, those times where we've been passed up for something we really wanted. I wanted to show those real emotions and
Mhm.
those real kind of scenarios of, well, how do you react?
Absolutely. You wrote a fantastic hero that I think not just women can get behind, but
Oh,
men can enjoy, which is I
yeah.
honestly think that's even more important, especially
Mm,
nowadays. Is just it's they there's this argument. It's like, oh, don't race swap this and race, write the original characters, write original stuff. Well, here we go. We have our writer. Her name's V. Castro. She wrote
yeah,
something original.
exactly. Like, we want more brown leads. Well, I'm here. You got my info.
Vale.
You've got my number. You got my email.
But we're not giving your number out. Your Muslim
No, no,
uncle.
no.
Is the 4K finally out for this masterpiece? I don't know. As far as aliens, that's a Tom question. I can't imagine it not being. She is a great, fantastic character. Well, enjoy the guys. Hit up the new
Oh,
novel by V called Aliens, Vasquez. Um,
yay.
full disclosure.
Woo!
Look at that. Look at that baby. Hold on.
So
That's
beautiful.
beautiful. Look at that
And then,
hardcover.
yeah, and then,
I was gonna
Latina
say,
there wearing my turquoise. Yeah, they've done an amazing job. They've done an amazing job with it. So,
there's the book. Get it right now, and let's thank V for being here. And look at that beautiful cover. Can we see
Honestly,
that
thank
cover
you
one more time?
so much. I love talking to you. This is awesome.
Can we see that cover one more time, V?
Oh, yeah, of course.
This is the new novel, Aliens Vasquez, and we gave one copy to Aiken. Aiken won this. This is what, like your fourth or fifth book?
Woo, like probably fifth, and then next year I'll have 7 because the Haunting of Alejandra. So all you La Llorona fans, this is the La Llorona book that comes out in April. This can be pre-ordered now too. So if you are into La Llorona and you want to know her origins back to the Spanish conquest, then this is what you want for La Llorona. And believe me, it'll scare you bad.
You know, I want to get your opinion on something, and we'll put your link up.
From Del Rey. So
Yeah,
yeah, you can pre-order The Haunting of Alejandra.
I love the line. Is it a mistake? Yes, we know. Brilliant interview. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonzo.
Yeah. I wanted to get your take. Who is La Llorona? And
pre-order the book and you'll find out.
Vale. Ooh, I like that. Always a hustler. He's a hustler. I love that.
A little Ramon in me.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. We gotta make, you know, yes. So just off topic, but kind of on topic, because you know, there's these shows coming out in Hollywood from Disney, whatnot, where they're doing like Mesoamerican themes, but I don't see any Latino writers or directors, specifically Mexican American, or historical experts, that are part of the production team. And in this one that I'm talking about, this TV show, they're going to connect a Latina lead, a Mexican American, to La Malinche. I think it's great. I just think it's gonna be. I can go wrong real quick.
Actually, the second book for Del Rey,
please,
is about Malinali, La Malinche. So I'm writing a La Malinche book. I wrote a La Malinche book. Yeah.
What is that one called?
It's not out yet.
Okay, so you're writing about.
It'll be called Malinali.
So what are your feelings on that? As far as, to me, I see it as a token representation. Like if Hollywood really wanted to,
it's a vampire book.
They would hire us.
It's a vampire book.
Oh. Oh my God, you're so
It's
funny.
like nothing you've ever read when it comes to Latino historical fiction. It's a vampire book.
Look at you getting all excited about it. Yeah.
Because that's the thing. It is problematic history. So I was like, all right, we got some problematic history. I am going to make it really insanely cool. But not only that, I want Malinali to get her story out there. Because again, it's one of those stories that hasn't been told. And this is the opportunity to write it as a Latina, as a woman who has indigenous background. I wanted to put her story out there. But obviously, because so little is known about her, I wanted to take it from what we do know into the future.
Well, it's been a pleasure, V, and
so
again,
that'll come out soon.
Yeah, I can't wait. Here's her official website.
Yeah.
Any last words before I let you go?
No, just, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support, because it does matter when it comes to publishing. Publishing is a business, so numbers count. So I just thank you so much for helping me, use your platform. And, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. And we are a community. We are there for each other. And if there's anything I can ever do for you, you just holler. And thank you to everyone who's tuned in, the pre-orders, it all matters. And, definitely follow me, and keep up to date. And thank you so much. I mean, you guys, you readers, reviewers, followers, you make it happen. And I am grateful. Santa Muerte is very grateful and is watching out. So thank you.
V, thank you. Keep writing. Keep wearing your hoop earrings. Keep looking fabulous.
Thank you.
And she's, you're brilliant. Your writing's great, and we love following you on Twitter. We're gonna let you go. Where do we pre-order? Oh, great question. Great question.
Yeah, you can pre-order on Amazon, on Barnes and Noble, on Penguin Random House, Titan Books.
Yeah, let me get that link
everywhere.
again for you, Kinky.
Yeah, you can indie org or something.
Yeah, and
most book places.
The Penguin House link is here, but it's also in the video description.
Barnes and Noble as well. Amazon is always good. Anything really.
V, you're beautiful. We love your. I absolutely love your energy. I think you seem a little more comfortable with us the second time around, which I love even more. It's like your casita now. Come on back for the Aslan one. You know what would be great is for maybe you come back on and you read a little bit of your Aslan novella.
I would love to come back and read. Absolutely, that would be great. Yeah,
I'll read a few
minutes from Aslan and a few minutes of Alejandra. So
awesome. I could read a couple of paragraphs too. I got a pretty good,
I'll scare you.
Ow! Hit the like, everybody. Okay, we'll see you soon, V. You take care.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Wow, look at there. You got the kisses from author V Castro. The links to her book is in our video box description. 2 things before I head out. Full disclosure, I did buy and pre-order my books of Alien Vasquez. V Castro did give me an advanced copy. So I have already read the whole thing. I'm going to do a separate review in the next week as well. Okay, so always with the Slant, it's 100% as far as transparency. Whether we go and buy our movie tickets, we go and buy our books, we support or whatever we do, we let you know how we're getting that entertainment. So you know what's up. The second thing is, in about 40 minutes. I'm going to be at the top of the hour on Mr. H Reviews on his channel. So look for that link. We'll be live from one Brit, Chicana Brit, to another Brit. I'm going to go on Mr. H Reviews, and that is going to be some great discussions. Much love to all the members. We're over, I believe, over 100 strong monthly memberships. And let me just say hello really quickly to some of you guys as I leave. Olaf, Lewis, War Monkey, thank you. And they're giving you congratulations there. Kinky just pre-ordered. Show. That's great. We'll be there. Mr. H Reviews, that is a channel. Look, Mr. H Reviews. I do got to run, but you can do a search on YouTube for Mr. H Reviews. We have a live show coming up in 40 minutes. Be good, everybody. Wherever you're at, keep your slant. Keep your slant fuerte, and just keep it kind. Be well, everybody. Paz.